other boxes on this page that have edit buttons are boxes that are devoted to specific applications or specific tools. And the way these boxes are populated is automatic. You do not manually put in videos into here. You don't manually put in the blog posts here. Everything is done based on choices you make to set up automated population of the box. So let's go into videos just as an example. So here I said that I wanted to show 3 and that I only wanted to show those videos which were designated as featured. We're going to come back and look at that a little bit later. I'm just showing you this so that you understand that the edit buttons on individual applications, in this case video, the video box and also the audio box, is about how the box manifests content, the number of it, and whether it's featured or rated highly, or the latest items that went into the site. Those are the kinds of things that determine how the audio player and the video player appear. So we're just going to close this. In this case, I have the audio player set so that you can see the playlist. I don't have it on autoplay. If it was on autoplay, when you land on this page, you would start to hear Reverend Michael delivering his sermon. I don't have it on shuffle because I want to keep this in chronological order. It's much easier for the members of our church and visitors to understand what's in here when it's in chronological order. So, you know, you kind of get the idea of what's going on in here. So I'm going to close that. The latest activity box has an edit button, and this edit button determines how many of the items that are going on at any given time show up in this box. Over here in the blog box, I determine what I want to display. In this case, I said the titles only. There are no descriptions. I wanted to show 10, and again, I only showed the ones that I, as web administrator, have featured. So there's editorial judgment implied when you use the featured option to determine what gets displayed on the home page. Okay, so we're going to cancel that. Now, here is the discussions box, and I currently have nothing showing in it. And when I have nothing showing in it, this box does not show up to anyone else. Anytime a box is empty, it will not show up to the viewer of the site. There are a few peculiarities on how to manage the way tools and features show up on this site, one of which is here. If you want to be able to offer the notes tool, the groups tool, and these other tools, you have to have them displayed on the home page. That doesn't mean displayed to the general user or to our members. It has to be visible to you. It has to be housed within the administrative experience of the home page on the home page. So I don't have any notes displayed. I'm not making the notes available to members to use at the moment. Now we do have groups, and a lot of people are using the groups. We have about 90 groups, but I don't want to display any of those groups on the home page. So I have it marked to 0, and I just leave this box here. If I don't have this box on the home page, groups will not show up at all on the site for anyone. That's a particular peculiarity, and we'll learn more about those later in the series. So the home page experience of editing is done through these edit box. It's the same thing on the My page or the My Profile page, which every member has. Every member has a text box, and when they come into their profile for the first time, it says text box. They've got the edit button. and they can program whatever they want in there. They also can drag and drop boxes. So if I want to put my blog over here on the side, I can do that, or bring it back up here. Watch the My Profile, My Page user tutorial to understand how to manage this page. So this is the only other instance on the site that you will regularly touch that has edit buttons. The group tool, we'll go into a group, let's pick I believe statements, also has edit buttons. Same thing, this is a text box, and they can fill in whatever they want. Here is a discussion box, and you can determine how many items you want shown and so forth. So the edit button experience exists with boxes around the site. It is the only time when you see an edit button. When you are editing pages on the site, and we'll come back and talk about pages, they'll be their own tutorial later. When you go into a page, there is no edit button. You must go down to the bottom of the content and look for the edit button. And this edit button opens up basically a text box that makes up the entire page, with the exception of this right column. The right column is determined off the home page of the site, and it is the same on every single page. No one can change the layout of this right column except for the web administrator. Anyway, I'm just showing you that in the case of pages, the editing experience is not a button. It's a link at the bottom of the page that takes you to one gigantic text box in which you can program content any way you want. We use templates on this site, and we try to use those templates for pages we create on a regular basis. 98% of the site uses the template, and I'll show you what that template looks like. This is not fully filled in. We have yet to put the sermon text in right here. But the sermon template has the minister's face, a link back to the sermon index page. It has this light beige sidebar that you can put text links in for sermon resources and inspirations. A video can go in here, and a photo slideshow can go in here. Just to show you what a typical sermon page looks like, we'll go into this one, and this is the same template now with the text put into it. The templates are meant to provide consistency throughout the site so that we have not only a professional feel to the site, not that that is necessary, but along with professional attributes comes ease of use and comfort to our users, that when things are where people are used to seeing and it's consistent through the site, it enables them to master moving around and finding things. And so you really need to keep consistency through this site, and if you end up changing the template for the sermons, you will want to design a template that is easily usable and can be replicated easily, and you'll probably want to be able to use that template for creating pages in general. The templates that I speak of all have to do with the page tool, and we'll learn more about that in another tutorial. Just as a reminder, click Help Tutorials to get to all of the tutorials made for the general user experience. It's very important that you go through these. So that's the end of the overview. I think one more thing I want to point out. I always refer to this as the site-wide navigation bar, and I have tried to instill that language with the membership. So refer to this as the site-wide navigation bar. You as web administrator see two additional buttons, and that's why this bar is wrapping to here. The user sees help tutorials as part of this page. That part is, the user sees the tutorial tab as part of the site-wide navigation bar, and it does not wrap. You can only have a limited number of items in the site-wide navigation bar, and you want to prevent as best as possible wrapping to a second line. Now on profile pages, there are users who have chosen templates that Ning offers that automatically forces one button down here, and there's nothing you can do about it. The user has decided to customize his or her profile page, and that's great. We want to encourage that. But if you happen to be moving around the site and you land on a profile such as Sana Saeed's, we'll take a look at Sana's really quickly, you'll see that the design of her page is such that the site-wide navigation wraps. You see, she's wrapping to here because of how this design, this template, or rather this appearance, the decoration of her page, because of the decoration of her page forces that. Okay, that's it for the first video in the Web Administrator tutorials.